School forced to lock down with more than 100 kids inside.
Police say a shooting right outside the doors killed 3 people.
3 people?
Around 20 shots rang out in Berwyn this afternoon.
And I hear the gunshots, and they sounded like fireworks at first, and then some guy was telling me not to keep going. So I made a left in that.
Police are continuing to investigate the shooting, which happened right outside the middle school. As officers approached the scene Tuesday evening, police say they found a man firing a rifle into another vehicle, which allegedly killed Lee and one other person who has not been identified. Police say the suspect was found dead in his own vehicle after allegedly shooting himself.
You know, this community has always been a family-oriented community, and everyone supports each other, and this is like a big surprise as well as a loss to our entire community.
Earlier this week, a tragedy unfolded right outside of a middle school that left 3 people dead and over 100 students, staff in lockdown. At first, the details was brief, leaving the entire community on edge. But within 48 hours, the identities of the victims and the person responsible was revealed. And what authorities uncovered painted a chilling picture of how DV issues can spiral out of control in the worst way possible. When the news first broke, nobody knew exactly what happened. Officials weren't releasing names, and parents were rushing to school, terrified that their child might be in danger. All the public knew was that lives have been lost in broad daylight, right outside a place meant to be safe for kids. For a moment, it looked like one of these situations where answers might never come quickly, but slowly, the story started to unravel. It's even sad to say that among the victims was an assistant principal of the school, a woman whose face has now been shared publicly. She wasn't alone. Her mother was right next to her, and both would lose their lives that day. They were side by side when this happened, showing just how personal and targeted this situation was. This wasn't random. This wasn't a stranger. This was something much deeper, tied to a broken relationship that had been building for months now. According to authorities, the person believed to be responsible was her estranged husband, someone she once trusted, but who allegedly turned that trust into a nightmare. And while we may not have all the details yet, what we do know is this.
Husband as in, they're not like, husband as in like they're not staying together anymore, but they never divorced yet because it does cost a lot to divorce. Unless you have been married for a couple months, then you can divorce for free. Or husband that is as in staying together, because that's a big difference to look how the case, to view how the case went.
Stories like this reminds us how dangerous DV struggles can become when left unchecked. In today's video, we'll go through the timeline of what happened, uncover the identities while paying our respects, also expose the alleged perpetrator, and most importantly, send love and prayer. In today's video, we'll go through the timeline of what happened, uncover the identities while paying our respects, also expose the alleged perpetrator, and most importantly, send love and prayers to those who was affected. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. On September 17, 2025, authorities was investigating for hours outside Lincoln Middle School on the 6400 block of 16th Street. Roads will remain closed as investigators continue to process the scene. It was technically after school. You see, the shooting happened shortly after 4 p.m. when students were still inside for after-school programs. Officers happened to be nearby when they heard gunshots and responded. Among 20 shots rang out, 2 dark sedans rammed into each other with some windows blown out and bullet holes in the windshield. A man identified as Orlando had lived down the street where the incident occurred and said he heard the gunshots. He quoted, "I was pulling up and I heard the gunshots, and they sounded like fireworks at first. Then some guy was telling me not to keep going, so I made a left into the alley, and there were those kids running around." Orlando said the kids were frightened. He went over to the scene and saw the aftermath. He quoted, "I walked that way, and that's when I seen the guy slumped over in his car." And at that time, authorities gave a brief press conference that didn't last all but 4 minutes, not giving many details and leaving the public on edge.
Those involved are accounted for. The authorities have confirmed that there is no danger to the community, and this is and appears to be an isolated incident. The investigation is still ongoing. We will provide more information when it does become available. Currently, right now, we have West Staff forensic team on scene doing all the evidence processing, and the Burn Police Department investigative teams are handling the investigation.
Okay.
Take some questions.
So the shooter's at large?
The shooter, at this time, the shooter is not at large. We believe that the shooter is one of the deceased.
Okay. And can you confirm, or do you have any idea if these people are from Berwyn or they came from outside the city?
At this time, we're still working on identifying all the victims involved. So at this time, we don't have that information.
Do you have, can you give us genders and ages at least?
I don't have that specifics at this time.
Do we know how the shooter died? As you mentioned that the shooter shot at police officers, but officers did not fire back.
At this point, it appears that the shooter sustained a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Any other injuries to report?
No other injuries besides who it appears to be the people involved. Unfortunately, no students, no staff at the middle school were injured in any way.
Any reflection about the police reaction after a situation like this in the middle of the neighborhood, in a neighborhood that usually doesn't have that type of activity?
This is a very rare occurrence in the city of Berwyn. That is correct.
We talk about your officers' restraint, in a situation that's so precarious like this, their lives are on the line, and they were able to manage that restraint in this situation.
Correct. We have wonderful officers that work there. Our officers go through an extensive amount of training to deal with situations like this, so that they are able to respond in a scene that is chaotic as this is.
Just to confirm, they didn't shoot because they were in a residential neighborhood in front of a school. That's okay?
It's only two movies in there or something. It's just them two talking back and forth. Like, what about everybody else?
They took fire. Their immediate thing was cover and then to assess. And at that point, they did not see the need to return fire.
Was it the suspect then succumbed to his injuries, and then that's when they were able to clear and look out? Or how did that all play out?
Correct. So obviously they took cover. They called for other units. Once we got enough officers there to be able to take over the scene securely, we then approached the vehicle, and that's when we found 3 victims inside the vehicles.
So one more time, the shooter deceased and 2 other people inside the same car.
2 vehicles involved. 2 vehicles involved. It appears 2 in one vehicle, one in the other.
And by the time they approached, the shooter in one vehicle was already dead, and the other 2 were dead in the other vehicle by the time officers were able to approach.
That's correct.
So no gender. You don't want to disclose genders.
Not at this time.
Gotcha. All right.
Was there ever gunfire? I know the police took cover, but was gunfire ever directed towards the police?
Yes, gunfire, yes. The suspect did fire at the officers as they were approaching.
Were there any gunshots fired from the other vehicle?
We can't confirm that at this point.
And rounds? How many rounds?
I don't have that specific number. Multiple, though. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's very generous.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
As you can see, fam, not much information was given at the time, but someone had went to Facebook and wrote the following. That shooting that happened in Berwyn at Lincoln Middle School was my 7th grade grammar school teacher, Mr. Everidge's oldest daughter, Narissa, and her mother, Jocelyn Everidge. 2 beautiful souls gone too soon. Shanna, I'm so sorry for your loss. Lifting you and your family up in prayer during this time. Call me anytime you need me, and I'll be there for you. Love you, girlie. Then the next day, September 18, 2025, authorities proceed to give the public more information. Identified Narissa Lee as 46 and the assistant principal at Lincoln Middle School, saying she was found in a targeted vehicle and pronounced deceased on the scene. Police said that the case was a DV incident and there was no ongoing threat. They also confirmed that Lee's mother was also killed in the attack. They identified Lee's husband but didn't release a photo, but will later identify him, as he was identified as Stephen Lee, 54 years old, saying he died from a self-gunshot. Shauna Everidge, Lee's sister, said that the DV incident didn't come out the blue. She said it had started ever since, she wanted to say, the tail end of June. And basically, the boiling point would have been yesterday. She told the news that they my family. I mean, it's a horrible thing. You know I have a lot of emotions. I don't quite know what to feel. She also mentioned that she was supposed to go with her mom to go pick up her sister to take her to the local police station. But she got a call from her Bible school teacher. She decided to stay out there, extending her conversation.
They're my family, and I mean, it's a horrible thing. You know, I have a lot of emotions. I don't quite know what to feel.
Shayna Everidge losing both her sister and mother in a shooting outside Lincoln Middle School in Berwyn around 4.
I don't know what to feel. Shoot, if my mother and sister lost, I would feel a lot of emotions. I don't know what she means. She don't know what to feel. Shoot, I do.
p.m. Tuesday.
She was supposed to be picking her up, and then headed to the police station.
Everidge says her sister, 46-year-old Narissa Lee, and her husband, 54-year-old Stephen Lee, had been having domestic problems since June, with an altercation involving a weapon at their home Monday night.
Broward police went inside the house Monday.
So they do stay together. We got that confirmed, y'all. They stay together. He probably was just jealous, hating, and decided to do what he did.
Evening. They had all the lights on and things like that, but they were there around 11 o'clock at night.
The couple's next-door neighbor, who did not want to be identified, says prior to that, she hadn't noticed any issues.
Well, she was always about her work. She sounded like she really loved her school, really loved her kids. Steve, we were always be outside working with his car, washing his car. He always be grilling Vanessa on certain holidays. And he would talk more with my husband and things like that, but he was always friendly. We spoke every time he seen us, so he always said hi.
Berwyn police say Stephen Lee opened fire on his wife and mother-in-law, 76-year-old Jocelyn Everidge, in their car, then fired at responding officers before turning the gun on himself. Shayna Everidge says she was supposed to go with her.
Bro, this dude gonna kill. Like, what is wrong with people? You gonna kill yourself, but before killing yourself, you gonna kill your wife and her mama. These people.
Mother to pick her sister up from Lincoln Middle, but got a phone call from her old Sunday school teacher and decided to stay home.
We talked, and it was actually, I guess, having been on the phone with her, and I talked so much to the point where my mother was already proceeding to leave, and I was just like, nah, I ain't gonna even go. But I guess it was a good thing, because in the end, I probably would not be here.
Now, the next day class had resumed, with counseling available for the students and staff. It's very unfortunate. But then Steve Jr. had went to Facebook and wrote the following about his dad. Yeah, I lost half of my heart. My dad is gone. I can't. He also wrote, Daddy, you just gonna check out on me like that? Huh? He also reposted the news clip of the assistant principal being identified and wrote, I can't believe I'm seeing your face on the news. You was nothing but nice to me. I just moved down the street from you. I was gonna come see you and my daddy, and now it's too late. Every side lost, but the fact of Mom and her daughter had to lose their life side to side in such gruesome fashion in front of her place of work is hard to imagine. It's a real life reminder that when it comes to DV struggles, ignoring the warning signs can cause lives. Too often, people think it won't happen to them, or they stay hoping things will change. But sometimes, it ends with the kind of pain that you can't undo. I mean, let's use this story as a wake-up call. If you or somebody you know is dealing with something similar, speak up, step away, protect your peace before it's too late. These tragedies don't just take loved ones away. They leave scars on children's, families, and the whole community. As always, family, you know I appreciate y'all rocking.
Bro, that's crazy, bro. That's sick. I just say it's sick. I hope that their family get justice, and yeah. For real, for real. Without further ado, man, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.